Hello, I'm Councilwoman at Large Joyce Watterman, and welcome to Conversations. March is Women's History Month, and today at the round table, I have some awesome women. I would like them to go around the table and introduce themselves. Let me start with Assemblywoman Angela McKnight.
Hi, Councilwoman. How are you?
I'm fine,
That's
Angela.
that's good. Well, I am Assemblywoman Angela V. McKnight. I am the first African American woman to serve as the Assemblywoman for the 31st District. I'm also the founder and CEO of Angela Cares, and I'm a business consultant. And I'm happy to be here at the round table.
Oh, nice. Zora, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me. My name is Zara Monpour. I am the founder of Indie Grove, which is the first co-working space in Jersey City. We were founded in 2013 and have grown into an incredible community of entrepreneurs and independent professionals right here in Jersey City. I'm also the facilitator for Tide Risers, a organization focused on amplifying the impact of women leaders in all walks of life, for-profit, nonprofit, private sector, entrepreneurial sector, all of that. And so that's a new project that I'm involved in.
Oh, wow. Ashley?
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Ashley Field, and I am the National Development Associate at New City Kids, a nonprofit organization located right here in Jersey City. And what I do is fundraise to send Jersey City teenagers to college.
Oh, wow. You know, since this is Women History Month, we have challenges as women. And Angela, I know you deal with legislation, and could you share some of your challenges that you have when you have to go before the Assembly and the Senate, different things you do?
Okay. Yes, so that's a good question. And as a woman, and then also as an African American woman, I already have 2 check marks against me. Yes, right? But I don't allow that to foster. I'm down in Trenton, I have my voice, and my colleagues, they respect me and I respect them. And I just let people know that I'm here, I am a woman, and I'm here to legislate. And one of the main legislation that I recently had passed is the financial literacy. That bill was passed this year. Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, she actually signed the bill,
wow, good for you.
which is a woman.
Congratulations.
And she signed the bill, and that bill will allow 6th, 7th, and 8th graders to be taught about financial literacy. So I will say that I actually changed the narrative for our youth.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, I know we wear many hats, and I know you're a young mother. Share your experience being a businesswoman, a mother, a young mother. You know, how do you do it?
It's very challenging.
Yeah.
It never stops. My days start very early in the morning and they end very late at night. I'm always wearing all those hats. But one of the things that was interesting for me as a professional woman and how my career has changed as a mother is that before I had children, it was very easy for me to draw the lines between this is work and this is home life.
Okay.
And what's happened in my eldest is 4 years old, so this is all really new to me. But what's happened in my life now is that those lines are not as clear anymore because the mommy hat never comes off.
Okay.
And sort of that worry about, are my children in good care so that I can go to work and be a professional and be successful, it's always there, and I'm making sure that they're sort of being cared for in the right way. But as a professional also, being able to be more of myself in that environment and show that there's nothing wrong with being a full woman and having those many hats has been one of the challenges. And thankfully I'm an entrepreneur, so I get to define my environment more than others do. And one of the things that I've really focused on is making sure that our co-working community is a place where women can be their full selves, that they're comfortable, that it's not a male-dominated culture, and that sort of being a mother, being whatever you are as an individual, as a human being, is accepted and part of your identity as a professional too. So,
Oh, that's great. Great. Ashley, share your experience with New City Kids.
Yeah, sure. So in 2012, I actually graduated from the program. So I'm an alum of the nonprofit organization. They helped send me off to college. I just got my bachelor's at Key University in global business.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I just finished my master's this May in public administration. And now I'm actually working back there full time. So I just started working back there in June. And what I do now is I'm sort of on a development team, and we look to expand New City Kids to different areas in Jersey City and across the United States. Talking about some of the different challenges, though, because as a young African American woman in the fundraising industry could be really challenging, especially asking people for money, right? Like, let's talk about that, because that's really important. Having to break down barriers and even get into the room with some people to even ask them for money could be hard. But as long as I just keep the mission behind me, and I'm super passionate about sending teenagers from my city to college. So I think that definitely helped me advance.
You know, Assemblywoman, I know you have to raise money. I understand raising money. I know that is a challenge. What advice could you give Ashley? Because you've been out there, you're kind of like a pro at this now. You know.
Well, I'm still asking. But I like what you said. You said that you have a problem trying to get through the door, but yet you have that mission behind you. So my advice to you is to remain with that mission, and you will receive multiple no's. Someone just told me no, but I don't let that bother me. I just take that no and say, okay, well, how can I fix my approach for the next acts? So, but just keep going. You go through your Rolodex, you go through your emails, you go through your network to find out if you can have people on the outside that are connected with you to ask people for money. So don't think that you have to ask everyone for the money. You have networks of people to say they understand who you are. And for the most part, some people don't give money because of the organization. They give money because of the person. And if they believe in you, they will give you that money. And whether it's $1 or $1,000 or $10,000, it helps you fulfill your mission.
You know, women are always dealing with equality. Now, you as a businesswoman, maybe you can share, your challenge, even financial, even when you was going to pretty much try to go fund your business, get your business up on the ground. I know you probably had serious challenges just being a female,
Absolutely. I was rejected by every major bank. I literally put an application into about 10 banks, and every single one of them rejected me. Now, in most cases, there's an algorithm that they're going by, and it's just a hard no because I'm a startup, and that's that. But nevertheless, the conversations that I had were very, at times, belittling to me, in terms of oh, that's a sweet idea. Because co-working was such a new thing at that time that people didn't know what it was. WeWork hadn't become what it is now. And so people said, oh, that's sweet. You think people want to work in one space together. And I said, well, it's kind of like the trend of the future, and this is coming. And banker after banker gave me that sort of condescending no, right? And just getting started, finding contractors, finding people to do these sort of build out of my space was very difficult. I had men telling me, no, you don't want it like this, you want it like this. And I would say, no, I know exactly what I want. This is exactly what I want. It's my money, I'm spending this, this is how we're gonna do it. So I really had to stand my ground a lot and make sure that I was taken seriously as a businesswoman. Because until you have a business to kind of show what you are, people don't take you seriously, particularly as a woman, and particularly in what mine falls within the realm of the real estate industry, which is and development industry, which is a very male-dominated industry. So I can say, thankfully, 6 years later that we are, we made it. But every step of the way, it's been proving myself. Having conversations around HVAC and these things that they're like, yes, sweetheart. And I'm like, my name's not sweetheart. And this is what I've had to learn, how these systems work, so that I can speak smartly about these things and sound like I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. So it's been a challenge, but something that I'm very proud of, and I think it's really important to sort of promote other women to take these types of moves in their life.
That's good. There's a saying that when women work together, things get done.
Absolutely.
And I know that we stand on the shoulders of so many different women.
Absolutely.
And maybe you can share, who inspired you? I believe we all get inspired by someone. You know what I mean? Because we're standing on the shoulders of people who paved the way for us. And I always like to, have conversation around that. So anyone can jump in. Just tell me who inspired you. I know the viewers want to hear.
Take it away, Ashley.
Sure. So I definitely have to say that my mom inspired me. She's a single mother of 3 girls, so it's girls all across the board. And my dad actually was out of my life at a very young age. And so watching her just like pick up everything and become this alpha woman was really like phenomenal to me. I grew up, it was such a struggle, but my mother always maintained her cool. She was always kind-hearted. And so, yeah, I think I definitely look up to my mother.
Wow. Well, I have so many women that inspire me, such as my mom, but I want to talk about my daughter.
Oh.
My daughter, she's, I had her when I was 15 years old.
Okay.
And I had told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm not going to be a statistic. So I graduated high school, top 10% of my class, went off to college, took some time off from college, but I actually finished college. And my daughter, she's 25 years old. She's a mom of 1. And last year on Mother's Day, she graduated with her bachelor's.
Oh, that's nice.
And this year on Mother's Day, she's graduating with her master's.
Good for her. Good for her.
So
That's nice.
I am so proud
That's nice.
because my mom told me that she wanted me to surpass her, right? I told my daughter that I want you to surpass me. And come May, she's going to have her master's. I only have my bachelor's.
Right.
So watching her as a young mother, which, she had her baby when she was in her 20s, but watching her and then watching her be an entrepreneur. Yes, my daughter is an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And then getting her degree and then about to get her master's. She is like really inspiring me to keep going, to do the best that I can, because I want to be a great role model to her, but she's also a great role model to me.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. What about you, Zoe?
I mean, it's funny. I have similarities with both of you. I'm also from a single mom household. My mother has and always will be my rock. She showed me that perseverance is what it's all about, and sort of always looking ahead and looking forward and not dwelling on the past and things that have happened. But I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of just strong women around me in my life. And that has, at different times of my life, different women have inspired me. My family's from Iran, which unfortunately women there don't have a very good situation. And so I was surrounded by women that were sort of against that, were fighting for rights for women there in my entire childhood. So I've been inspired by many different women and many different sort of avenues. But to your point, and my daughter's only 4, so I'm just getting started. But she does inspire me every day to be a better person. Like I look at her and I say, I've got to show her what it means to be a woman in this world. And that gives me strength, and that sort of makes me go forward on days when I don't really want to get up and do anything. So I look forward to hopefully one day being able to say she's surpassed me. So congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
That is amazing. So often we always say our mothers, and it's not a cliche, because I always tell people your parents are your heroes.
Yeah.
They really are. They pour into you as a child. And I know with my mother, because my mother, she came, up during a time when, you had to work like the cotton fields and different things like that. And so her education level, she only went to the 11th grade. And so I wanted to make sure wherever I go, I would take my mother with me, because my middle name is named after my mother. And so when I got my bachelor's degree and they asked you what name do you want on it, I wanted my mother's name definitely on it, because, my name is Joyce Evelyn. For you who don't know it, it's Joyce Evelyn. And the reason why, because my mother's name is Evelyn. And I told them when I had got my diploma, because, then I went to church and they allow you to say a speech. And I said, and the reason why I want Evelyn there, and it's so important to me because now I'm working on my master's also, is because I want my mother to remember that I always will have her with me. And so her name is so important, because she was not able to finish education because she had to work the field in order to help her family with support. So as women, we have so many different challenges, but we are on the shoulders of strong women who basically have been our parents, who have knocked down the doors for us. And so as women, we are still opening doors, for other women to have a better life. And I know we still fighting for equality, health care, and other issues. And I think our voice must be heard. So that's why March is Women's History Month. And to me, it's an important month.
Yes.
It's a time in which we celebrate and acknowledge women for their accomplishment, their contributions. Because if we don't celebrate, who will?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Who will? You know, just like you said, you're part of an organization of leaders,
Yeah.
you know, especially for women to be out there to hear, to make sure women have a voice at the table. Because it's true. If you're not at the table, they do forget you.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and that's just reality. They do forget you. So we are women and we don't want to be forgotten.
Yeah.
You know, we contribute. We are history.
Yes.
We are part of this history. And so, you know, as we gather each year for Women's History Month, let us rise up and encourage women. You know, I have an acronym that says C because I was doing this project. An acronym for C is for me is that support. Women support women. We really
Yes.
do. And not only that, we educate. We educate one another. And not only that, we empower one another. So women see, we get it. And so we want to continue to be a voice for those who don't feel like they have a voice. And we will continue to knock down doors so they can let us in,
Yes.
you know. So as we wrap up this segment, I would go around the table and ask you women to close out and speak into the life of a young girl. Of a young girl.
So I want to say to young women, never give up. I want to say to young women, always be you. Never emulate anyone. Always be you. Get a mentor. Be a mentor. And last but not least, always prepare yourself for what's ahead.
It's true.
Always, always.
It's true.
I would say also definitely learning to be more of yourself, your full self, your authentic self earlier on as a woman. If I had known that when I was 15, 20, God, where would I be now? You know?
Yes, that's true.
But so that's so important because we're taught not to hide our sort of our delicious parts of ourselves,
Yes,
you know?
yes, yes.
And so being able to show that from early on is, I think, so important for all young women to learn and to practice it on a
Yes.
regular basis. And I think a big part of that is not letting fear and what society tells us that we can't do or shouldn't be doing
That's right.
guide
That's right.
us in terms of
Yes.
what we can
That's
do.
right.
Too often society says that that's not something that a young girl should be involved
Correct.
in, or doesn't, even if they don't say
Correct.
that, they don't guide us in that
Yes.
direction, right? They guide us to all these things that are more traditionally women's roles. And so don't let fear, that moment when you feel that sort of stomach ache
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
your heart's palpitating, that's the good moment. That's when you're
Yes.
actually growing. That means you're going in the right direction. So use that
That's
to sort of guide yourself and get through life.
That's true.
And I think I'd say my favorite quote, which is, be the person that you needed when you were younger. It's so important to remember that there's always somebody probably watching you and watching your moves and want to mimic you. And definitely just keep that in mind as you go up. And always remember to send the ladder back down
Yes.
for the
Yes.
next young woman coming
Yes.
up. Because we all need it. We all
Yes.
just need to help and support each other. And like you said, see
Yes.
each other.
That's true. That's
Actually,
true.
yes.
Well, conversation is coming to a close. This has been a wonderful time. I have been empowered. I have been inspired. I want you women to know that you do encourage me. I commend you for all that you do because I know being a woman is not easy for you to do it. So I would like to say thank you for coming.
Thank you for having
For
us.
you viewers out there, remember March is Women's History Month. Inspire a woman. Encourage her. Let her know that she is a part of this history. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.